I was in school, and I was going to school. When I was going to school, it was around the time of the birth of like MTV, when that was happening. I saw Run DMC do the Aerosmith Run DMC thing. They did Walk This Way, and I liked it a lot. And then I went to school. I had a friend who I knew who listened to heavy metal, and I said, I saw this video. I really like the sound of rock music. What do you think what should I buy? And he gave me 2 cassettes, Metallica, Ride the Lightning, and Rat Out of the Cellar. And that was it. I had my reservations, and I was vocal about it with Carly. It's not a secret.
Yeah.
But I wasn't totally convinced, because the way the record was made, as you know, Candiria music is a lot of parts. And they don't just happen. It's not like first chorus. It's like it takes time to develop songs. And the way Carly's story unfolds, obviously it unfolds from the beginning to the end. And he's trying to put all his pieces together. But musically, the pieces were coming together like this, and then this, and then this, and then that. So I'm hearing lyrics from a middle part of the story first, then going back to the beginning, and going back to the end. So the way I was kind of like consuming what he created was just very mixed up, almost like Pulp Fiction. But it wasn't until I finally heard all of the songs in the actual order they're supposed to be that I was like, ah.
Now it makes sense.
Now I get it. It was great to be part of that process, give Carly the support, even though I wasn't fully I was like, all right, you're asking me to trust you, and I'm gonna give you that support, and you tell me what you need. And I think that's a huge difference between the band now and back in the earlier days, when our records just sounded insane because everybody was like, no, I'm doing this, and you do that, whatever. Carly has a friend, his name is Grayson, and we tossed around a few ideas about what the album art, what we wanted it to look like, or sort of the concept of what we wanted the art to look like. And he recommended Grayson, and Grayson sent us a couple things. At first we weren't satisfied, but then he sent us a cover idea that pretty much is the album cover. And we were all just like, that's it. That's the perfect, this should be the sort of aesthetic for this album. I'd say most musics, I've kind of like had a little bit of a love affair with most musics. But I would say most of the music I listen to is rock based, but it's more like experimental rock. Like lately I've been into listening to the Book of Knots records. I don't know if you know that band. And like they just made these incredible, like they just made like 3, I think it's 3 total that they made. But there's 2 lately that I've been obsessing with. One is called The Book of Knots, the first one. And the second one is called The Garden of Fainting Stars. And they're just incredible records. And it's weird, it's like almost like film score music. I think the 2 key factors are, from a personal perspective, we still really enjoy working together, and we're still the best of friends. We're more like family, actually. And I think the other aspect of it is we still enjoy what we do so much, and we all still really love Candiria. We're all still in love with it, and I think there's just besides those things, I mean, besides that and the fact that now Metal Blade came along and we have management, it just, right now, we're just all really experiencing it. It's just great. It's never been better than this, really. We've never been more, like, we're a smarter band, I think, more mature, we're better to each other, and we're just, this is a really good time. I was a kid, I think I was like 6 years old, and I started drawing like little scenes, like little war scenes, like tanks and dudes shooting at each other. And I just loved armies and war when I was a child. And then I started drawing when Kiss came out. I started drawing you know, Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley. I loved their costumes. So I would draw the KISS characters and the KISS logo, and I would draw army scenes, you know. So just continue doing it. And then when I started going to school, I discovered that there were other artists in my school that I thought were better than, you know, obviously better artists than I, and I started copying off of them. And then in the sort of early 80s or the mid 80s, you know, graffiti was a big thing in New York, and it became really obsessed with graffiti. And I used to, you know, I was like 11 years old, spray painting on walls and whatever, but I became obsessed with it. And then I also wanted to develop other styles, so that's when I really got serious about it. I got really serious about it when I think I would say I was about like 16 years old. I started wanting to be able to draw and like sort of pour out onto a page what was in my mind. But I would say my favorite two albums are, right now, Process of Self-Development and the new one. Beyond Reasonable Doubt has always been for me, it's been like a. I joined the band when that album was just put out, and I guess I just have very fond memories of joining the band and learning mostly those songs first, and so that one always has a special place in my heart. But I really do love them all. I have a least favorite. I'd say my least favorite is What Doesn't Kill You, but that's just me. Every aspect of my life, I try to keep it connected to art and music in some way, shape, or form. I do consider myself successful because people come to see me play. People buy records. People support my label. People support my side projects. I get called to do interviews. I'm doing an interview. Like, I am successful. But much like a guy like Van Gogh, who died poor without an ear, most artists have to be able, and musicians have to be able to really manage their expectations. Like, if you're going to join a band and you're going to be an artist, you know, you have to really consider the fact that there's a really good chance that you're going to be broke all the time, you know? And it's really, the payoff's going to be able to continue doing what you're doing, be able to feed yourself a little bit, but you're going to live a very meager life. And yeah, so it ain't about money. That's what it is, man. That's really, you hear so much here. You experience so many different types of cultures and so many different perspectives on, you know, what, you know, kind of music drives everyone day to day, that they you know, so, and you experience all of that. And it's just an amazing way to live. And just to be a musician and sort of absorb all that, you know, it's, to me, I feel really fortunate.
I think we should get rid of this, though.
You don't like the strap?
The Confederate flag? No, fuck that.
Fuck that shit.
Hey, the
Sorry.
South shall rise again.
No offense. I mean,